Hi everyone, Mike the MC, bringing another self-care video. The new year is about to start again, and I'm referencing the school year, but when you think about it, the school year really dominates a lot of factors with our life today. And so, talking about that a little bit in this video, I'm going to talk about my ideas of education, those of you on the employment side, what we're going to do for this year, where I'm going to go in my direction with this, and what is it that it takes to really consider homeschooling in this regard. And so I'll bring up these topics in the video. And so with the first idea of the education factor of dominating our industry, our economy, I would argue correlates with sports, it correlates with other things, so that way the distractions are out, so that way the kids are not bored and all these other things. And these are things that people have known for a while. But also I would argue when people are not at home and the kids are busy with whatever they do, beyond homework, right? And it's like, oh my gosh, who's actually watching them? Who's actually taking care of them, right? And it just reminds you how alone, how isolated people are. And I think as a counselor, someone even speaking from the perspective of insurance, you want to have coverage for your kids. You want to have protection for them because you may not know what's going to happen to them the next day. In a chaotic world, especially those living in the industrialized countries like us in the country of the US, you think, oh my gosh, see, someone could have some firearm in their car, and you're like, oh no, and just one bad argument and there goes something. And so it's like, oh my gosh, okay. So thinking about where you live and thinking about now with respect to our country, where I'm bringing this back to, I would consider protection for the kids and considering how isolated we are. And so coming to the homeschool piece, I feel, being that this is the dominant side of the year now, as we go into the fall season, August, I would argue that for those of you who are looking for work, the idea here is I can share with you, being in the private side of a counseling perspective, of a social worker, you gotta wait for the school year to start. So it's like, okay, what do you do in that time frame when there's no schoolwork? How are you going to make a living when no one is asking for work from you? Well, here's the thing. I would argue if you have a job that can help you in the summer, that's great. So that way it can connect and fill the gap between the two areas from the end of spring to the start of fall, or the end of summer. I forget how it works by August, but the point is, if you can find the time in the summer to take care for you to earn your income, great. And now, going into the school year and beyond, now, for me, I like working on the private side, so that way I can work with as many students as I can and families, be more productive. Now, for those of you becoming teachers, I wish you the best, because it really is an interesting world with respect to education and the ideas of what is allowed within the bounds of discipline, correction, teaching. And you think, okay, is our education system really that outdated, or is our technology just moving that far too fast and just backfiring on us in the process? I think there's a lot of combination factors here. And so with respect to you being a brave person, I implore you to not give up on yourself if you're struggling in the class, trying to get things going, getting your curriculum set, finding the job that'll help you be good, to work with other kids. And I can say from a family of teachers that I've seen how the classroom can affect every one of my family members. And so the thing is, be strong and also know that you can have someone to talk with once the class is over, and to not take things personally, and to always remember that you can move forward and that you can be an instrumental person for helping somebody in the classroom, hopefully. But in the sense of balance, always know the rules of your school, know who the administrators like to work with, what they side with, and that way you'll be in bounds of what it is they're expecting you to do. But then when it's outside of bounds, okay, they may not be a good school system, they may not be a good environment for you as an educator to work with the administration. And so even those on the administration side, always consider what it is that's allowed, that you need to let your teachers flourish to succeed. But then also keep in mind, right, the families, I get this, that are going to be involved with the disputes that are coming into the school year, to keep in mind that you got to know how to handle arguments delicately, how to handle the discretions, the confidentiality, the public criticisms very safely as well. Because we can work with students, but I would argue that the parents and the families that bring the after effect of arguments, that's the bigger thing that has to be addressed on the administration side. So have open communication, working with other people, throughout the school and try to seek counseling. And if you need counseling from a counselor, from me to you, yeah, you can find me on the channel. I'm more than willing to talk with you as far as anyone wanting help for the school year so they don't get burnt out. And keep in mind that if you feel burnt out already before you even start in the school year, find a way to find peace. Find a way to find peace and to not fall into despair. And always remember that you can make a difference and make your move to help other people, and be patient and trust in your system that you can push everything forward and everyone will be okay. All right, everyone. Hope this one finds you well. Take care. Have a good one.